Today we're going to be talking about bullying. Gersonzero here, and welcome to another Eating with Zero. I ate the food already that we had for dinner, so kiwis and strawberries is what I'll be eating in today's video. Now, today's video is a little bit different. Now, there were some episodes where I walked along the line of depression, but I'm going to be talking about something that many people experience, unfortunately. The purpose behind this video is because I have a 2-year-old son who he's going to be turning 3 this October. I love him so much, okay? But there's some things that really go through my mind every day I'm outside with him. And it's situations like this that begs the question, how do you avoid getting bullied? When I take my son to the playground and I see him interacting with other individuals within his age range, sometimes he can be a little rough. Now, my son is about a month premature, meaning that he was born a month ahead of time. He was born rather small. He had this growth spurt. He just blew up. And there's kids that are 4 years old that are still smaller than him. My son, in short, is a giant. So when he's in the playground, he tends to push kids around, not willingly, but unfortunately, sometimes hurts other kids. I'll give you an example. My son is playing tag with someone smaller than him, and he simply pushes them. The kid gets up, and my son will continue to push him. Of course, I'm going to come in and tell him not to do that. In fact, most of the time, he gets put on timeout. It makes me wonder what's going to happen when he's in school and the kid pushes back. Or what happens when he's in school and the kid is picking on him. Now, of course, I'm going to attempt to prevent that from happening by teaching him to slap the shit out of the kid. My father, unfortunately, never taught me that. My father always told me, don't get into fights. And this is where the bullying aspect of the video begins. I grew up on 143rd in Harlem. I went to a school called PS 194, an elementary school. I moved from the Bronx to Harlem during the middle of the 2nd grade. And I didn't really have any friends until I met a kid that I know till this day named Jarrett. Jarrett actually had my back throughout all of elementary school, but there were times where he wasn't there to defend me. Being the small kid that I was, and one of the few Hispanic kids in the school, it was a little tough sometimes because I got picked on in ways where I didn't really know how to fight back. In the back of my mind, my dad is telling me, don't get into fights. Let me get into specifics. Around the 3rd grade, every day after school, when I would wait for my mom or sometimes my father to pick me up, there would be a group of 2 kids that would look for me. They would go out of their way to look for me to beat me up. They would tell me, I don't like you. They would punch me in the stomach, kick my leg, kick my sides, throw me. And it was just so weird because I was used to my brother kicking my ass. I have an older brother who's appeared on the channel from time to time, and believe it or not, but we got into some really bad fights when we were younger. But I wasn't used to other people beating me up. So I didn't say anything because I always thought to myself that I was going to get in trouble. Because again, in the back of my mind, my father is telling me don't get into fights. It created a personality where I feared it hitting 3 o'clock. Because I knew once 3 o'clock hit and I came looking for my mom or my father, that those kids were probably going to beat me up if they found me. Now, it didn't happen for months at a time. I can remember maybe about 4 or 5 times that it occurred. And even going beyond that period of time, anytime that I was in a scenario where I felt a little threatened, I always thought to myself, oh man, what if that guy beats me up? What if that kid beats me up? Whether it was me going to the first day of class in the 4th grade or the 5th grade or the 6th grade, because I got bullied here and there, it's created this fear in me. Another situation, and this wasn't more of a physical abuse, but more of a verbal one, was around the 4th grade. There was this dickhead who lived right across from me, right? He lived in the building that I lived in, and he was in the same class as me as well. I don't remember his name, but I do remember the things he did though. One of the tactics that he used to bully me, if you can call it that, was turn my name into something that sounded funny. My name is Gerson in real life. It's Gerson. Gerson, however you want to pronounce it, right? During class, he would say, "Hey, gushers! Gushers!" And everyone would laugh. And I'm just like, I don't get it. These are the exact words that I would tell him. I'll be like, what do you call me gushers for? And he would tell me, "Oh, because that's your name. Because your name is so dumb." And I'm just like, that doesn't even rhyme. What, Gerson, gushers, the fuck you talking about, bro? And you know, he would just continue and just gushers, gushers, gushers. And it just went on and on and on. And I think it went as far as going beyond the school year too. It was just so annoying because it wasn't funny. Of course, those who don't find the joke funny are going to say that it's funny, right? But the shit was corny, bro. As long as it wasn't a physical encounter, I would go back and forth with some people. Because, again, my dad is telling me not to fight. The only thing that I thought was fighting when I was younger was physically. I guess I just was never good at roasting people. Even to this day, I don't think I'm good at roasting people without facts. You know, one thing that was an easy target about me was my birthmark. As you can see here, I have a birthmark on my forehead. Unless I let my hair grow and I throw it to the side, then it blends in a little bit because of the color of my hair. Whenever I got haircuts, people would proceed to make fun of my birthmark, calling it a shit stain. I got a cockroach on my head. I got a black hole. I got a third eye. I'm dirty. And going into junior high school, due to my experience with elementary school, it shaped me into somewhat of a coward. When bullying came my way, I either tried to brush it aside or just ignored it altogether. One of the worst experiences that I had in my life living in Harlem was when I got jumped. I was in an after-school program, and I think I was around 5 or 6. I was on my way home to watch Dragon Ball Z on Toonami. They were on the Frieza saga, and I didn't want to miss an episode. And I went into my building. Some dude went in there, too. Some dude way older than me. And he was like, "Yo, remember me?" And I'm like, I don't know you. Sorry, wrong person. He opened the door, and there were like 4 or 5 dudes behind him. And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm buzzing the door. He's like, "Yo, how much money you got on you?" And I'm like, "I don't have anything." He goes, "Yo, I know you're lying." So he punches the shit out of me, bro, in the face, man. What the fuck is wrong with people? So he's like, "Yo, give me your money." So then I'm buzzing. You know, I don't have any keys. I'm trying to have my parents to buzz me in, right? And they're just wailing on me, dude. They're just beating the snot out of me. Or rather, they're beating the shit out of me. I've gotten into fights before. I felt getting hit in the face, getting kicked in the stomach, you name it. But I've never received an ass whooping like that in my life, dude. It was a real ass whooping. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was probably the worst ass whooping I took in my life. My dad comes down with the bat, of course, tries to beat up the dudes with the bat. They run out. I didn't go to school the next day. I was crying a lot. And, you know, I was just there. My mom was hugging me and holding me, and my dad was like, "We got to get out of this neighborhood. This neighborhood is not the same anymore." And in a year or two, we did move out. I'll give you another example. There was this dude in junior high school. I guess I would have considered him my friend, but there were certain times where he would come up to me and just slap me in the face. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna slap you back, you know, like, he's supposedly my friend, right? He is getting into my bubble, and he's trying to pop it, bro. So he would slap me in the face, and I would proceed to slap him back. Then he would get really upset, and then he would want to fight, like legit fight me. And I'm like, dude, what? I don't understand. What? You're the one that's touching me. And everyone, of course, would say, "Hey, leave Gerson alone, leave him alone." And, you know, they would try to back him off. And then when I would see him again the next day, he would act as if there was nothing wrong. And I'm like, what the fuck? That was the last time that anyone ever touched me. I told myself that going forward, no one was ever going to touch me. And even in high school, shit happened. I'll give you another example. So I'm in high school. I'm in fucking English class. And there's a dickhead kicking my chair. And I'm like, yo, what's wrong? What happened? He's like, yo, don't fucking look at me. And I'm like, whoa, shit, it's like that? What the fuck? Of course he's with his peoples. I'm not gonna get jumped, dude. That's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm not gonna get jumped. I'm a little older now. I don't let people touch me anymore. But he's still disrupting my space, man. Randomly, as long as the teacher isn't looking, he kicks my chair. I did what any ordinary student would do. Tell on him. Mr. Brenner! Yeah, Gerson? I don't remember his name. Let's call him Ryan. Yeah, Ryan's kicking my chair. He's not stopping. Ryan, why are you doing that? I'm not kicking his chair. Well, he's saying you're kicking his chair. Yeah, he's kicking me multiple times. Yeah, I'll see you after class. Everyone's like, ooh. The bell rings. The dude kicks my chair real hard. He's, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm like, what? If he didn't fuck me up, he didn't do anything about it. But I'm like, why does it have to get to this point, though? What the fuck? You know, I really don't understand why bullying is even a thing. Like, I get that some people do it because they're around their friends and they feel like they can say whatever the fuck they want out of their mouths. I guess the best thing I can do for my son is just try to be there for him, tell him to speak up, don't let those push him around, pick and choose his battles, of course. And most importantly, don't give in. I know this may sound strange, but without that happening, I don't think I would have become the person that I am today. That verbal and physical bullying that occurred in my life, the few times that it did occur, I felt like it was definitely necessary. You know, I did take a lot away from it, like, you're not gonna disrespect me in my face anymore. And most importantly, you're not laying your hands on me. Even though my dad was telling me not to fight, and it made it very difficult. In a way, he was helping me. I turned out pretty fine. You know, I don't want to say that I bullied anyone. I am guilty of making fun of people, you know, maybe going a little bit overboard with jokes and stuff like that. And then when I think about that, I go, damn, man, maybe that person felt bad, you know, like maybe I should chill out with that, you know. But guys, let me know in the comments section if you experience anything like that. Thanks for watching. Later, guys.